How would I make this graph shift, let's say up 2 or something?
+2.
Okay, you just put a +2 at the end there. How would I make it shift, let's say left 2?
In parentheses.
Right. It's got to be directly on the x, like this. So it would be x + 2 in parentheses, and then all that is squared. This moves it left 2. So if I want to move it down 2, I just change that to minus. If I wanted to move it right 2, I would change that to minus. But anyway, this is I'm reviewing so far. Hopefully you guys know this. This would be left 2.
You like your board?
You guys have been gone so much, you haven't hardly seen me use it, have you? Let's see. How about what would happen if I put like a 2 out in front?
Doesn't it go up twice as fast?
Yeah, it goes up twice as fast, gets steeper. What would happen if I put a negative on everything?
It would go down.
Flips upside down.
Sorry.
Yeah. What would happen? Now this one, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but what would happen if I put a negative directly on the x? Not really on everything, just the x.
Isn't that still? Oh, does that go right?
Yes. Okay. What it does is it changes all the positive x values to like negative x values or vice versa. So it's a horizontal flip. It flips over the x-axis, over the y-axis. That would probably do. Huh?
I said okay, I'll take note of that. I didn't know, I forgot that one.
Yeah, I think, I can't remember if I mentioned that or not.
You did last week.
The negative
but there was
should be
like
upside down.
So the negative would make it go right?
What?
Yeah, this negative makes it go, if the negative's on everything, sometimes they just write it like this. If they put the negative like on the whole function, it flips upside down. But if the negative's just on the x, this might be basically new for us. It's a horizontal flip like this. Because what was a positive x value would become a negative x value, so everything just kind of flips around.
But
yeah.
wait, in that situation, if it's like not left or right any, would it just be the same thing?
If it's symmetrical, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, x squared, the graph of x squared is actually symmetrical, right?
Yeah.
Looks like that. So if I put a negative there, it would flip technically, but it would look exactly the same. Does that make sense? It flips, but it actually looks identical. But normally that's not the case.
So if it wasn't squared, what would happen?
So if it was just, I don't know why that doesn't work sometimes. So the normal graph for y equals x looks like this. And then if you do y equals negative x, it looks like that. It's a pancake this way. Clear as mud. I don't know if this is going. I'll talk more. Let's talk about it. That's good enough, probably. Okay, page 136.
Don't make me.
We'll start it today.
Please don't make me have mercy.
It's been a long time since I changed this.
I'm surprised it came out.
I don't think that used to be an issue.
It's falling apart.
You should probably get that fixed, or else it'll fall off the wall.
We need to rewrite Trig.
Maybe we'll fix it for you.
No, I like it just the way it is.
Ugly.
It's just red.
No, it's not.
What?
Oh my. He's got the hammer.
You,
Harder.
He's the hand.
Harder, Mr. Jordan, harder.
you need a new nail.
No.
Screw.
Then why is he hammering it? Rachel, why is your face so red?
I'm not out. I'm awake. I'm just
Rachel, Why is your face so red?
Okay, what page was it on?
136.
So bad. Or
Really?
page, it's like a third there. Yeah. It won't even come on.
Become one with the board.
Okay,
Okay, that works, whatever.
It will erase, but
You have to put some effort
Yeah.
into it.
Is this gonna be graphing? Yes, lots of graphing.
Lots of graphing.
I need Nick graph paper.
Have you guys seen the video of like Scout and Violet trying to do for the first time?
Yes.
Rachel, what were you so red about?
She wouldn't gag. She's like, everybody gets mad at you, but look.
okay, so on A, number 1A, it says we're supposed to graph y equals negative f of x. You got that. So what's gonna change on the graph when we put a negative in front of the function?
It's gonna go down.
Yeah, it's gonna flip upside down.
Wait, so do you want? Oh, okay. It's full page.
So,
Today the 24th.
wait,
So do we have to draw that? Like a bunch
Yes.
of times?
yep.
Is there any good refresh?
Yes.
Do we need different colors?
So yeah, at the beginning on the
Do we need to
page starts at -1. So we need to start at +1 to flip it upside down.
Do we need different colors?
No, just make a different graph for each one. 1A. Oh boy. Probably didn't even make it this big. So it should start up here. Let's make dots. I'm just flipping it upside down. So at -2, when x is -2, the function is at 0, right? So it's still going to be at 0 when you flip it. And at -1, the function's at +1, so it's going to go down to positive or -1. You guys understand what I'm doing here? Flipping. When you put a negative in front of the function, the entire function is flips upside down. And then at 0, it's going to go back up to 0, and then at 1, it's going to flip up to 1. 2, it's back to 0. At 3, it's down to -1, and then it just stays down there. Anybody need me to explain what this happens? Okay, on or actually B, guess what those absolute values are going to do? Okay, anywhere the function was negative at is going to become positive. So anywhere that the function was below the line, it's going to flip up and go above the line.
So isn't that the same thing as A, where it just
No.
flips?
Absolute value does not make positive values negative. It only makes negative values positive. Does that make sense? So if the function was below the line, like at -3, it was below the line, the absolute value, instead of the function value being -1,
Is it pop up to
it's going
positive
to be a
1?
positive 1.
But it'll still go down to 0 for -2.
Yeah, -2 it still goes down to 0. It's kind of like the absolute value of -1 becomes positive 1, right? The absolute value of 0 is still 0. absolute value of 1 is still 1. Okay, so basically all I did was move all my negatives. I flipped them up to positives. And if it was positive, it just stayed positive. It looks like that. Maybe drawing the original graph would help me explain that one better. Rachel, did that make sense?
Yes.
Sure.
Lie.
Just kidding. I can figure it out though. I just
Wait, actually,
typed
why
it,
did
so-
the negative one, yeah, why did that one go to the 1 rather than the 0? Because isn't it just supposed to be positive?
I go to the 1 instead of 2. This one, the whole function was negative, it flips it upside down.
Oh, that makes sense.
And this one, everything that was negative, so originally, like, there's negative stuff right there, where else was it negative? The negative stuff right there. That stuff, Beth, you see this? This stuff that was in the negative zone just got flipped up. Flipped up here. Okay, that's what absolute value does, right? It takes a negative value and turns it into a positive value. So basically, it just flipped the negative part up. If it was already positive, it just stayed positive. Okay. And C, that's kind of the new thing. What did I say is going to happen on C?
It's gonna go right.
Yeah, if you switch all the x values, the positive x values become negative x values, and it flips horizontally. So it does this way. Guess what went through my head when I did that?
What?
My mind is corrupted. Alright.
So is it just inverted basically?
Okay, I'm kind of confused on how to do it.
Yeah. Here, I'll draw the original. You guys don't have to, but I'll do it just to help us figure out what's going on. The original is. I got the sun in my head too. Yeah, just like that, right? That's the original, and then so we're gonna flip it over the x-axis like perfectly. So. Yeah. This is just going to come over here, so that's like 3 away, so it's going to start here. You guys see what I'm doing there?
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's on the third one.
And so the red one's the answer. Gonna have to go back and edit this video.
Why?
The Beyonce thing. It'll be like a 1 minute time.
You're holding up your hand. It just comes to the next.
Exactly.
I say keep it.
It's cold.
Gets fired the next.
Give Bethany something to watch.
Yeah.
Purdy, huh?
It
That
takes
was number
16
1,
seconds.
folks.
Oh my
We
god.
only have 3
You have
minutes.
16 of these?
Now that, no, it's just 1 through 4s like that.
Oh man. Just.
Come on, man. Number 3.
We
So,
don't have enough time for number 3.
A does what? Tell me again. What does the A thing do with the negative in front of the whole function? Flips it upside down. Can you guys imagine 3 upside down in your heads?
It's just
Yeah, kind of looks like a,
So you're making us do 4
yeah.
before we come back to
free.
Sure.
A and C are.
Wait, isn't it like the opposite?
Yeah, it'll be,
How do you even draw the